you are running Google Ads, okay, it is absolutely essential that you have your G-Site tag installed on your website. You can install it manually on your website, or you can install it via Google Tag Manager. What's going on, ad gang? It's your boy Jerry the Ad Wizard coming back at you with a brand new video. And today we're going to be looking at something super important. If you're running Google Ads, you need to have installed your Google site tag, e.g. your gtag.js, as it's known, okay? And there are a couple of ways that you can install it. So today we're going to go through both of the methods so that you have a really good understanding as to what you need to do to install your Google Pixel G site tag. So stick around, guys, we're going to get into it today. So guys, grab your coffees and grab your hats. It's time to spin up some ad magic. We are here and we are going to look, first of all, what is the gtag.js? Okay, same thing, the Google tag. Gtag.js is a single tag you can add to your website to use a variety of Google products and services, okay? You can add this once, so rather than having loads and loads of different tags, loads of different pixels, it is known as basically a Google pixel, right? The Google tag uses the gtag.js JavaScript library to send data to Google Analytics, okay? In addition to the Google tag, you can use Google Tag Manager to send data to Google Analytics, okay? So really important because Google needs to be able to see what's going on in your website, right? So typically you can add this. If you're running Google Ads, you need to have this installed. Much like a Metapixel, you need to have the Google G-Site tag installed. There are a couple of ways to install it, okay? So we need to make sure that you need to evaluate which one you think is best. I'm going to go through both of the approaches. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then you can evaluate for yourself which one you think would work best for your business. So the Google tag is a single tag you can add to your website to measure your website and ads performance. The Google tag is needed to send data to Google Ads and Google Analytics 4. If you are familiar with Meta's pixel code, it's very much like that. You need a baseline tracking code, and this is known as the gtag.js, G-Site tag, or Google tag. There's a slight comparison, so I'm just going to go through that here. The Google Tag Manager is one method, and then adding it to your website manually means that you'll need to have access to your website and be able to add additional code. The Google Tag Manager means that you can add your tags and everything that you need without any coding. Okay, so I'm going to go through both of those options. You can decide which one will work best for you. And let me know. Hit me a comment down below if you got any questions. Okay, so first of all, we need to know what we need to do and where we need to go to find the G-Site tag, okay? The first thing that you'll need is a Google Analytics account, okay? If you do not have a Google Analytics account, this is a great tool to allow you to see the analytics of different sections of your website, okay? If you're running Google Ads and you don't have Google Analytics, I highly recommend that you do this. If you have a Google Analytics account, I'm going to show you exactly where to find your G-Site tag, because this is the baseline layer needed for conversion tracking, for optimization, and for the Google Ad AI to learn and understand your business so it can give you good results when you go to run your ads. So guys, I'm going to click down here. Okay, I'm on the user interface. You'll log in first into Google Analytics, and then under admin, you're going to click admin. You're going to scroll down to data streams. Okay, this is here, data collection and modifications section. This may move around a little bit, but you're looking for data streams. Okay, this may have switched around a little bit, but you're going to find data streams because this is where your G tag is located. So you're going to press data streams. Here we already have our client G-Tag already installed, but if this is new and this is absolutely empty here, you click add stream, you click from the web. If you have an app from iOS or Android, you can add that in here, but we're going to press web because we have a website, and then you're going to basically set up your tag, okay? So you're going to enter your website, you can add a custom stream name to allow you to identify what's going on, and in this enhanced measurement, make sure that this is turned on. And then you can press create and continue. Okay, now that it has been added in, you're going to press on the tag itself again. You're going to select the data stream that you've just created. And here it's going to ask you, hey, how do you want to install this, right? This is the details for the Google tag. Press up here, view tag instructions. Okay, so once you open it up, you'll see the details of this is where you can find your stream ID, your measurement ID, all those nice things. And what we need to do is we need to scroll down to view tag instructions. You're going to click on there, okay? It says there, no data received. That's absolutely fine. And here we're going to do one of two things. If you have a website builder or CMS, any of these, okay? So your WordPress, Wix, Shopify, Squarespace, if you're using these, there is an integration, so super simple to set this up, okay? If you're using any of these, you can just press select platform, and then you can add in the integration by selecting it, and it will give you your tag, so then you can log into your website, into the specific section where it says to add this in, give you instructions, and then you can copy your G tag ID directly into your website, okay? But if you don't have any of those as your website, I'm going to show you what you need to do. So, view tag instructions, you're going to press install manually, okay? This is going to be the way manually instructions are installing the code on the website manually or installing the code on Google Tag Manager manually. If you don't have a website builder or CMS that is listed here for the integration, you're going to have to install this manually. And that's fine, guys, because it's very simple. It's very, very easy. And let me show you exactly how and what we need to do. Okay, so here is where you'll find your gtag script. Okay, so this is the code that we will need to enter in. It says here, copy and paste it onto every page of your website immediately after head element. That doesn't mean that you need to copy and paste this exact code onto every single page. There typically is a section within a CMS or on a website platform where you can add code that affects the whole website, affects all the pages. And this is where we need to install our Google Site Tag, because we can't just install it on one page. We need to install it on the whole website. So I'm going to show you again exactly how to do that. Once you've installed it, you can use this section to test. Okay, and you can use Google Tag Manager here. Okay, so that's how we find our Google Site Tag on Google Analytics. Cool. So now, guys, now that we have the G code, we need to install it, right? This is where we find our code. Now we need to install it on the various things in the various areas. So now that we have this G site tag, we're going to basically install this on your website. And like I said, if you have a common CMS, like I listed before, the integration will be very simple. But if not, then we're going to install the code manually. Now I'm going to show you an example. We typically sometimes use Webflow for our client websites. So I'm going to show you how to add this code into Webflow as an example, okay? So we're going to hit webflow.com and it's going to load up our websites. Okay, if you Webflow, all of your websites will be listed. And what you can do is under site settings, okay, so you click the website that you want to edit under the cog, okay, then you scroll down to custom code, okay, custom code, guys. And here we can see the exact instructions that Google was trying to tell us about, okay, head code. So if we add in our Google Site Tag into here, it means that the Google Site Tag will fire on every single page. Okay, you don't need to go into every single page and add it in manually every single time. Go into the custom code section of the website settings, and then in the head code section, this is where you want to add your G Site Tag. That way, the G Site Tag will be on every single web page. Cool. So I'm going to go back to Google Analytics. I'm going to press copy, and I'm going to add this in. Like that, okay? And that's it, guys. All you need to do then is press save, and the G Site Tag will be enabled, which is awesome. That way, Google Analytics can see all the data, and we now have the G Site Tag installed, okay? Our Google Pixel installed, which is amazing. Then you can go back to your Google Analytics, and then you can type in the website name and test to make sure everything is firing, okay? So you type in your website, press test, and ensure that the G Site Tag is firing correctly. If it isn't, hit me a comment down below if you got any questions. Now, guys, we're going to go to Google Tag Manager to install the Google Tag on the Google Tag Manager, okay? So we've installed it manually on the website, okay, great, so it's on there. The other method is to install it via Google Tag Manager, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Guys, before we go anywhere else, and you're new here, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss any more important updates. We are here many times a week to help business owners, online advertisers, and digital marketers get the best from the online advertising, paid media, and digital marketing strategies. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Now, it's very important that you don't install both of these, okay? You either install it manually, like I've just shown you on the website, or you implement it through Google Tag Manager. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that. You're in Google Tag Manager, and here we're going to go down to the admin section, okay? Okay, guys, so once you have the Google Tag Manager code, this is what you're going to install instead of the Google Site Tag. You're going to just install this, the head section into the head of the website, and the body section to the body section of the website, and it's going to go into the exact same place. I'm going to show you now in Webflow as the example, okay? So it's going to go into the exact same place that the G Site Tag, if you're installing this manually, is going to go. You're going to have to either install the Google Tag onto the website or the Google Tag Manager onto the website, and then connect the Google Tag into that Google Tag Manager, okay? So this is the second method, and we have to add this Google Tag Manager code. If you haven't already got this code, you're going to press copy, and you're going to go to your CMS or your website space. You're going to copy this code, and you're going to go back to your CMS where your website is hosted, in this case Webflow. Again, we're going to click on the site settings cog on Webflow. Then we're going to scroll down to custom code. And this is where, much like with the Google Analytics G Site Tag, this is where we're going to enter the head section and copy this code in here into the head section, and then into the footer section all the way down. You can just add some new space breaks and then copy this into here as well. Press space,
and then save both of these. Okay, so this will be saved. Now, Google Tag Manager is also installed. It's all installed on the website. Amazing.
Now the other way, guys, you need to go to Google Tag Manager. If you haven't got an account, you can set one up, right? What we need to do is we need to add in our website, and then we're going to install the G tag through Google Tag Manager. So the Google Tag Manager code has the G tag already installed in it, and we can add this in. So up here, you're going to press create an account. You're going to type in the account name, you're going to type in the container name, all those things, the website name, and then you're going to press web, and then you're going to press create at the bottom. Okay, and it's going to give you, you're going to accept the terms and conditions, and then you're going to get given a new Google Tag Manager code. This code here, which you can also find in the admin section if you ever need to go back to it. Okay, we're going to add this in to the head section of the website and the body section of the website. So again, we need access to the website in order to add this code in initially. Okay, so we do need this initially because the website needs to be able to see the Google Tag Manager code, and then we can test it. Once it's been added in, we can test it at the bottom here. Once you have added it in, okay, now we're going to go and add in our Google Site Tag as a tag in Google Tag Manager. Okay, so the first section will involve a bit of coding. Like I said, you can go to the same place that I just went through on Webflow to find this. And here we're going to press tags on the very left-hand side. You're going to press new. Then under tag configuration, this box here, we're going to select it. And here, you're going to see featured Google Analytics, right? So you're going to click this. And then here, you're going to press Google Tag, okay? So Google Tag, and then here is where we can add in our Google Tag ID. The Google Tag ID can be found on the Google Analytics page, like I mentioned. If you go back here, we can see the stream ID and the measurement ID, okay? And what we need to do is add in the stream ID here, okay? So you're going to copy and paste the stream ID, and you're going to add it into this tag ID here, like this. You're going to press save. All of the configurations here can stay the same as a default, okay? And then you press save. What's the name of your tag? I'm going to call it Google Tag, and it's going to press save. Okay, so now we have our Google Tag installed on Google Tag Manager. So that's the second way that we can do this, okay? So installing the Google Analytics code as a tag on all pages through Google Tag Manager.
Something else that we need to do, guys, is also add in the same Google Tag, if you're running Google Ads, into Google Tag Manager. So here, under new, you're going to press new, you're going to press tag configuration. Okay, you're going to press Google Ads, if you have a Google Ads. And then you can add the Google Tag in here. Okay, again, add in the Google Tag ID from the Google Analytics. Okay, so your stream ID, you're going to add that in to the Google Tag. Going to make sure the initialization is on all pages, and you're going to hit save. And that's going to be the Google Ads tag. Cool. Now finally, guys, there's one more thing that we can add in here into the Google Tag Manager. I would add probably all of these just in case, because we want to make sure that everything here is connected. So now the final thing. So now we've got the Google Ads tag, the Google Analytics tag. Now, guys, we're going to do one more. We're going to press here. We're going to press new again. You're going to press tag configuration. You're going to press Google Tag. And then once again here, you're going to add in that tag ID. Now all three of these have been installed for Google Tag, Google Analytics, and Google Ads tag. So now it means that we have hit all checkboxes and ticked all of the tags to do with our Google Site Tag / gtag.js. Very cool indeed.
So we have the Google Tag installed, guys. So now that we've either added the code manually to the website, or we've added the Google Tag Manager code to the website and then added the Google Site Tag to the Google Tag Manager, what you can do now is add in additional destinations so those things are configured together, right? So they're connected, and this is important if you do have Google Tag Manager, okay? If you do have Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics, that these things are connected. So how do we do that? Well, so here in the Google Analytics again, under the data stream section, we're clicking on the main data stream that we are working on. You're going to scroll down to the very bottom and you're going to press Configure Tag Settings, okay? You're going to press on Configure Tag Settings. Now, here you can see the tag that we've just created, okay, the Google Tag. It doesn't have any data yet, but we're going to connect it to Google Tag Manager. So here, under Google Tag, okay, you're going to press this test where it has the little icon, and you're going to press on that box. It's going to open up new place, which is destinations. Now we're going to add the destination of Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager. We're going to press choose a destination. Then you're going to have a list of all of the ad accounts and all of the Google Analytics accounts that you have admin access to. At that point, it's very easy just to select the one that you want to connect, and here you can have multiple destinations. So if you want to connect multiple pixels together, this is where you can do that. It will allow you to send data to multiple Google measurement products, multiple analytics services from Google. Basically, you can send data from Google to various other Google platforms using this. Okay, so make sure that you have this connected, guys. At the bottom, you can also see any other tags that could be connected to that already. Okay, and we can choose if you want to keep it there or you can disconnect it. All of these connected assets share the same data via the same Google ID. Okay, this is it. The Google tag, the G site tag, the gtag.js. Okay, they all have one ID and they're all sharing the same ID. Okay, that's how everything is connected here, guys. And that's it, guys. Okay, so that's how you can install. Then we press save up here. And now we have installed the Google site tag on our website. We've installed it via Google Tag Manager. And then we've connected the two, okay, so we have different destinations that this Google tag is firing the data to. And here under destinations, don't forget that you can add in Google Analytics, your Google ad account, all those things connected to Google ID, the G site tag. Hit me, comment down below if you got any questions.
Now that we have installed and connected Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager, we need to connect the Google Ads account to this as well, okay? To do this, it's going to be very simple, very easy. On the left-hand side here, you're going to go to Tools. You're going to press Tools, and then there's a section called Data Manager. You're going to press Data Manager. Here are all of the connected products to do with your data stream. Under Google Tag is where you'll see your main Google Tag. If you press Manage, this is where you will see all of the destinations. Hopefully, your Google Ads account will be connected and your Google Analytics account will be connected here. And this is the main tag that we can see, obviously, and then the destinations that this is connected to, which is awesome. Now, in the Google Ad Manager, you also need to make sure that the other products are connected. Okay, so Google Analytics here, just press at the top, connect product, and select the data source from the list below. Okay, we've already done that in this account. So in this account, we have the Google Analytics connected, we have Google My Business profile connected, we have the YouTube channel connected, and we have Zapier/Zapier connected. Okay, and we can add all of these things. And that means that all of these assets are now connected to the same data stream. Awesome! That means you can start running Google Ads and everything will be firing correctly through the Google site tag and the /Google Pixel. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys.
Everything now is firing correctly into the same data stream. So everything's nicely connected and now you can run your Google Ads, Google Analytics tracking code and Google Tag Manager so you can run ads nicely. Thank you, guys.
That's it for today, guys. Hopefully that gives you some understanding as to how the G site tag works, how to implement it on your website, and how to implement it on Google Tag Manager if you're using the Google Suite in your ad creation. So if you're running Google Ads, quintessential, you install your Google site tag, and now hopefully you have a really good understanding how to do that. If you got any questions, hit me a comment down below. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you on this path of journey and discovery. I'm Jerry the Ad Wizard. You can catch me at Jerry Ad Wizard on Instagram and X at Jerry Ad Wizard, on LinkedIn at Jerry Griffiths and at Jerry Dreadlocks everywhere else. If you'd like to know how to connect your Google Suite together, okay, so Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, and Google Ads are all connected. Okay, click this video over here. I'm going through a walkthrough so you know exactly how to connect all of those accounts together so they all are harmonized together. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm your boy Jerry the Ad Wizard, and wherever you are in the world, I bid you peace and love and a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.